Good evening to all of you. Thank you for joining this webinar and especially taking time out on a Saturday evening. Our webinar is titled Unlocking Success, Aptitude Test Mastery. We are from Constellation Training and Placement Services. Constellation Training and Placement Services was formed about 12 years back by academicians and professionals from eminent institutes like the IITs and IIMs. And over the years, we have developed our expertise in two areas of training. One is for college students and the other for corporate. We have been into placements, that is recruitment services, and we have a pool of consultants who get involved in business consulting, IT consulting assignments. Quickly, let us come to the topic in hand today. Our training courses, if you notice on the third bullet point, are very oriented towards jobs, very oriented towards your career. The participants I expect today would have joined from colleges, or you might be working professionals. And I do expect that you would have joined from colleges across the country, and you would be pursuing various types of courses. Could be engineering, could be management studies, could be commerce, humanities, science, you name it. But one thing is very common to all of you who have joined here, that you are looking at career aspects, you are looking at the job market, and you would like to get a job. And Constellation's courses, aptitude test preparation, coding oriented IT courses, soft skills, and communicating English are very job oriented. We prepare our students to qualify for jobs. And we do a lot of assessments in the area of coding, in the area of aptitude tests, and English. This is a snapshot of the kind of colleges in which we actually either physically conduct our courses or we teach them online. And now what we are doing is, with a huge repository of our course material which has been digitized, and in our portal, we have now taken our courses directly to participants like you, college students, whether you are undergraduate, postgraduate students, or who are working professionals and are looking at career shifts, you are looking at changes. Now, wherever we go, bringing us back to the question in hand today, you will be going through an aptitude test. So this is a snapshot. Currently, we are very active in colleges like IEM and UEM in Kolkata, ICFI Business School, Kolkata, Adamas University, Kolkata, Silicon Institute of Technology, Bhubaneswar, IIT Kharagpur, in which we currently are actively taking classes, we are actively doing assessment and covering something like 3,500 students at this point in time. My name is Ranjan Kumar Majumdar, and I have been leading Constellation right from the inception. I am a founder of Constellation, and I am a graduate from IIT Kharagpur and a PGDM from IIM Calcutta. Spent about 17 years with TCS, and my total experience being about 30 years. The areas I specialize in are soft skills, and I manage my training courses, assignments in various colleges, have been participating in various colleges of the West Bengal University of Technologies and the IITs like Kharagpur, Guwahati, Palakkad, and June. Today, I have my colleague, Mr. Dipanjan Bhaumik, and he is an expert in aptitude test preparation. And it will be Dipanjan who will actually be solving the problems and showing you how to crack various kind of aptitude test problems, apply shortcuts and elegant tricks to quickly solve. So students, Mr. Bhaumik has more than 10 years of experience. He has been teaching students for CAT and other management tests. He has been conducting courses for bank PO, other government tests, GMAT, GRE, and campus recruitment tests. He happens to be a person who reviews papers for AMCAT study material, AMCAT tests. He is a person who actually creates content for the various aptitude tests, has about 4,000 classes he has already conducted in various colleges. He's a BTech from NIT Silchar, has worked in organizations like Time, and he is also a co-founder of Study Break Academy, which is into CAT training. So as participants, we go along this webinar, I would like to tell you that this is just a beginning. For aptitude test preparation, we will be conducting our webinar one by one. Many of these webinars will be free like this one. Some will be available to our members. And in all these webinars, we will be focusing on placements. We will be focusing on jobs and how to be successful in being successful in your job interviews, in your job tests, aptitude tests, etc. So today we will be doing aptitude tests. The next webinar could be on IT coding. We will have webinars on soft skills. Like that, we will keep conducting. And I would look forward to have you in our community, participate in our community, and then from there, participate with us so that we help you to learn. So today's agenda, we talked about us, but we shall talk about your career. We shall talk about aptitude test preparation, solving problems, and we will show you the resources that Constellation has for you. Looking at our website, let me just show you quickly our website and a Telegram link. constellationpnp.com, that is our website. If you just hold your mouse on training, then you see our courses. Like on the left, you have assessments, free aptitude test. And many of you participants who are here, I know, have appeared for this free aptitude test, and you have mentioned that it has been quite a good experience. You can assess yourself through our free aptitude test. If you click that link, it will take you to the portal, and you can register in the portal and take the test and assess yourself where you stand to. After the test, you can see the solution. So then we have the aptitude test series. I'll talk about it. Free coding test. Again, one test we can do you for coding, and a series of coding tests. In the middle, you have our placement-oriented courses. We will talk about the aptitude test preparation. We have a soft skills course, and then we have a bundle of IT courses. And for English courses, we teach what is called a communicative English course, and we have a tie-up with Cambridge University of UK, and we are very serious trainers and teachers for English. Because what we have found over the years that I have found is that English remains to be a challenge for many students. So we can really help you with that. Give me a brief second. Yes. So on your chat, our website URL has been given. You can copy and keep it for yourself. As also, what I would like to mention is our Telegram group. And that's a very interesting group because we keep sharing a lot of resources, I would like you to come to this group, join this group, and you see that we post questions. We post like today's question is we have posted the solution for yesterday's question, and we have given you a question for today. So if you join our Telegram group, number one, what happens is you get a question every day, right? And you get the solution next day. Every weekend you get a coding question. You get a lot of information on the placement scenario in the country. And let me tell you, students, um, the placement scenario for freshers, as we see from various campuses that we are working on, we find that it is a bit difficult this year. It is a bit difficult. There are challenges. If we were to look at the aptitude test area, then what happens is the cutoff score for aptitude tests might go up. So my urge to you is whether you take our help or not, but focus on the aptitude test. We are working in colleges and finding out that the first gate, which is the aptitude test, students are unable to cross. If you are unable to cross the aptitude test, then you don't advance into your GD and your interview round. So here we are, where we seriously would like to work with you and help you with your aptitude test. So that's the Telegram link. It is given in your chat. Do join the group and participate. Okay, now moving on. So at this point of time, let me quickly take you through the scenario of how we see the aptitude test area. So my career, my job, I need to get a job. As freshers, I need to get a job.
Sir, I guess your audio got disconnected.
Okay, okay. Okay, can you hear me, Dipanjan? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You're audible.
Thank you. Thank you. So coming back, let us discuss. So if we look at our career, and that's what we are very interested in, we find that there are two aspects in the career. You have a course curriculum which you are following in the college. You're a student of economics, fine. You're doing your graduation, your post-graduation in economics. That's great. You're pursuing that. But is that enough for being industry ready? Unfortunately, that is not enough. Because for being industry ready, we look at that we need to have a number of skills. Now, many colleges help you to gain the skills. They arrange for training programs. They have their own faculty. But many colleges, and most of the colleges I found, lacks in providing these kind of skills to you. And that is where Constellation as a company, we have come together and we have been working in these areas for the last many years. Before I get into the aptitude test, which is the main point of discussion today, let us look at, say, the domain test. So if you are, say, a mechanical engineer, then you should definitely know your domain, that is mechanical engineering subjects, because companies conduct mechanical engineering tests. But what we find is many students are very interested to join the IT industry. Because IT, to be honest with you, for many years, and it will in the future be for many years, will be the main employer in the country. So whether you are studying whatever subjects, I find a lot of students getting into the IT stream. After aptitude test, what is the test that you have to qualify in? You have to qualify in the IT coding test, right? So another day we will talk about IT coding and we will solve some coding problems. But interestingly, what is happening is, along with coding tests, there are IT advanced courses and like artificial intelligence or machine learning, data analytics, cybersecurity, some amount of information you need to have to qualify for some of the better placed companies in IT. Okay. Now, as I said, that is a discussion for another day. Let us look at aptitude tests. Where are aptitudes applicable? Placement oriented programs. Yeah. Uh, like the placement tests, the ones that we are going to discuss today, banks, governments, all these kind of tests, exams have aptitude tests, and specialization of the Panjan sir, CAT, MAT, MBA entrance exams have aptitude tests. Okay. Now, when I look at placement oriented aptitude test, students, what are the areas? It is quantitative, logical reasoning, data interpretation and data sufficiency, verbal, and a series of tests that you have to practice. So these are the 5 aspects. Now, going into quantitative, and these are the main kind of topics you have. I'm sure Dipanjan is going to take us into a little more detail on that. Logical reasoning, data interpretation, data sufficiency, and verbal topics. Now, when we go into our resources in Constellation, there are about 44 topics that we have listed here, 44 topics which cover everything. When you go into our portal, then for each topic, we have a PPT, we have a handout, we have a practice paper. For each of them, each topic, we have a mock test and we have videos, right? Now, once you have gone through this, and I would like the host to share a course curriculum, and you can download it and keep it for your reference. One thing about the course curriculum, it is very beautifully done. It actually tells you which topics you have to study after which. So we will share that course curriculum for you free of cost, and you can take that and use as a reference material. In our portal, we believe that after you study a few topics, then you must always give a block test. Then once you have finished the course, you give the course test, and we have a number of company tests. Approximately 2,500 plus, close to about 3,000 questions are there on our portal for you to work on. Okay. And I believe that if you are solving around that number of questions, then you are really prepared. We have these 2 areas, aptitude test preparation and aptitude test question series. These are the 2 courses we have on our portal, which you can make use for aptitude test. But before I show you that, what I will do is, without taking any more time, I've taken a lot of time, but I will give it over to Dipanjan sir to now do the interesting part, that is to solve a few questions. Over to you, Dipanjan sir. Welcome to this webinar. You're on mute. You have to unmute yourself, and then let's go through some interesting problem solving.
Thank you so much, sir. Just give me a sec. Let me share my screen. I hope my screen is visible.
Your screen is visible, sir.
Okay. So, good evening, everybody. My name is Dipanjan Bhaumik, and sir has already given my introduction to you. And like before, let me not discuss about anything else and directly come to the point. The point is aptitude test preparation, right? First question arises, like, why do I have to do aptitude test preparation, right? Say, this is something which we have already done way back in till class 10. Then why do that part again, right? And in between, like from class 10, after class 10 till now, we have done a lot of things. Then why isn't somebody posting questions on those topics, and rather giving us questions on aptitude, which maybe many of us have already forgotten, right? So that's a primary question. Like, where in my life I'll ever use something like geometry, mensuration? Like, if I get into a job, let's say I get into a banking job, where will I ever use geometry? Where will I use trigonometry, numbers, equations, ratio, percentage? Where will I use any of them? I'll completely keep on using Excel sheets and everything. Everything is computer based these days. So there's not much of a usage of aptitude after you get into a job, or let's say after you get into higher studies. Then why? Why is there a need of aptitude? Let me be very honest with you. Aptitude test is always an elimination test. It's never a selection test. It's always an elimination test. Let's say, for example, a company which has come for recruitment to a particular college. Let's say the college has around, say, 1,000 candidates who can apply into the company. If the company had those many resources and like that much amount of time to interview all the 1,000 candidates, they would have done it. They would have actually done it. But the problem is the company never has that much of time and those many resources that they'll keep on interviewing all 1,000 characters. They won't do that. So they need a screening test where they can remove some people which they think are not as much interested into the job as the other people. The same thing happens with MBAs also. Like if you want to do an MBA somewhere in any particular college, they'll ask for an interview, a group discussion, a case discussion, an interview. Almost in every college this happens. Now, before that, you have to go through a particular test. CAT is just one of them. There are n number of tests like that. Now, what is the primary utility? The utility is there is a screening test. Like out of the 1,000 candidates, I'll remove 700. I'll interview the rest of the 300. To remove the 700 candidates, I need a common platform, from where I can ask them basic questions, which the questions which are actually used in day-to-day life. I should take up those kinds of questions which everybody has done at some point of his or her life. Those questions are related to our day-to-day life, and those questions test one more thing, one very vital thing, whether the student has the capability of keeping every other thought outside for some period of time, concentrate properly, and answer questions which are based on basic arithmetic, basic logic, basic English. So, whether the student has that much of capability to sit for, let's say, 2 hours, answer many questions, do you have that much of tenacity? So, this is everything that an aptitude test actually tests, right? So, there is no other need for aptitude test. It's not like aptitude tests are going to help you later on in your jobs or in your higher studies. No, they're not going to help you. This is just a screening test, an elimination test, but it's a mandatory test. That's the most difficult part. That's the most important part and the most difficult part. It's mandatory. So even if somebody feels like, oh, in my childhood, I was not that good in maths, doesn't matter. You have to come to the field. You have to go through very basic maths. If not your strength, then you have to at least sharpen it up so that you become a competitor for others. Because, India, like the competition in India is very, very high. Whatever be the field, the competition is extremely high. Okay, so that was all about the need of aptitude. It's a screening test, it's an elimination test where people are removed. It's not a selection test. The selection test is your interview or group discussion or case discussion. All those are selection tests. Now, Sir has already gone through the various topics, the various sections which appear in any kind of aptitude tests. Quantitative or numerical ability basically deals with the maths part. Data interpretation and data sufficiency deals with any kind of data presented in front of you in any format. I'll take up a few questions where you'll be able to understand. Then logical reasoning Logical reasoning is something which is purely based on, I would say, common sense, right? Logic is something which human beings are born with. So all you need is you need to sharpen it. Like if you start solving, you must have heard about a Sudoku. If you start solving a Sudoku, let's say the easiest form of Sudoku today, if you start solving it today, let's say you haven't solved it ever, you start solving it today, and easy Sudoku will eat up at least 1.5 hours. Still, you might not be able to solve it completely. You do it for 1 month, you do it regularly for 1 month, you'll drop down that time to 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, you'll be able to solve an entire easy Sudoku. So it all depends upon your practice. It all depends upon your practice. If you have practiced regularly, you will definitely have absolutely no problems in any of these sections. Verbal ability primarily deals with, I won't say English, because English was something which was different in our childhood, right? We had to write down things, like we had to write down, let's say, essays and paragraphs. The answers were pretty big. Here, it's not like this. It's logical English, right? Logical English means where the examiner has already left a few clues in the question, but those clues are pertaining to English, not pertaining to maths. So it's something which doesn't deal with numbers, it deals with language. That's why the clues appear to be something else, but actually it's a part of English, but not completely English. It's logical English. General awareness, obviously, all of us know about general awareness. Current affairs, a bit of general knowledge is needed here and there, almost everywhere, right? So I'll quickly go through, like, these are all the sub parts of quantitative or numerical ability. I'll quickly go through what are the most important parts. The most important part, this is possibly the most important part in numerical ability. Arithmetic, all these 7 topics. Sir has already included all these 7 topics in the chart that he has shown earlier. All these 7 topics, there is not even a single aptitude test in India or like all throughout the world where a question from these 7 topics do not appear. There is not even a single test like this. So this is possibly the most important part of uh, aptitude preparation. Then you have algebra topics also. Algebra topics, I won't say they are way too much important for your placements, and let's say for your for, let's say, if somebody wants to take, let's say, bank PO, government sector tests, then algebra topics are not that important. But once you move on to, let's say, MBA preparation, in that case, especially if you are taking tests like CAT, XAT, NMAT, SNAP, etc., in that case, this will be very, very important. For placements, yes, important, but not as much important as they are in the other tests like MBA. Okay. Numbers topics. Numbers is a very different kind of a topic. Why? Because there is not even a single scientist in the world who has not done anything in numbers. Everybody has done something or the other. That's why the entire topic is huge. Still, if you see, like, what are the most important parts in numbers that we have to know? Divisibility rules, prime factorization, LCM, HCF, and figuring out digit at the units place. These are possibly the 4 most important parts in numbers. In different types of numbers, also, there are applications of even numbers, odd numbers, prime numbers, composite numbers, etc. All these are there, but I would say these 4 play a vital role in most of the questions which deal with numbers. Geometry. Possibly the most important topics in geometry will be triangles, quadrilaterals, circles and tangents, and mensuration in 3D figures. These 4 will possibly be the most important topics. Like if you take all aptitude tests, gather all questions in geometry, and you start segregating them into different topics that I've written here, then possibly these 4 topics will cover somewhere around 70 to 80% of all the questions. So these 4 topics will be very, very vital, very important. Okay. This again depends upon the test. Permutations and combinations is important for almost every aptitude test that you can take, like all throughout the country. Probability depends. For some tests, yes. For some tests, no. Venn diagrams will be something which will be mostly used in logical reasoning rather than in quantitative ability. But if you come for tests like CAT and other MBA entrance tests, Venn diagrams will be very, very important. Now, let me show you a few examples because, uh, like, I know these kinds of questions almost everybody can solve, right? Everybody has gone through these kinds of questions, these kinds of topics at some point of their life. Everybody can solve them if you give them proper amount of time, right? But the problem is there is a time crunch. If there is a time crunch, then how do people solve and come up with more number of attempts in a particular section, in a particular test? I'll show you a small example. Here, like if you read the question, it says the total price of 3 pencils and 4 erasers is rupees 23. What do we know? We know the total price of 3 pencils and 4 erasers. We don't know the individual price of each pencil and each eraser. We don't know that. What we know is 3 pencils and 4 erasers. So let me, for the time being, assume that the price of each pencil is P and the price of each eraser is E. So I can write an equation 3P plus 4E is equal to 23, right? Again, the total price of 4 pencils and 7 erasers, 4 pencils and 7 erasers is rupees 34. Everybody can make these two equations and everybody can even solve them. How will somebody solve it? We know how to solve simultaneous equations, right? We have to eliminate one of the variables. So what we do is we multiply this part by 4 and we multiply this part by 3. We make two equations, 12P plus 16E is equal to 92. And this one becomes 12P plus 21E equal to 102. Then we subtract, we get 5E is equal to 10. We get E equal to 2. We place the value of E in the equation. So 3P plus 4 into 2 gives me 23. So 3P equal to 15, P equal to 5. That's what usually a student will do. Anybody who's preparing for the first time, that's how he or she will solve it. But not somebody who's prepared. Somebody who's prepared, who will go through, first of all, go through the entire question properly. The question is not asking you to figure out the individual prices of a pencil and an eraser. They're not doing it. They're asking which of the following gives the total price of a pencil and an eraser. That is, they're asking for the value of P plus E. They're not asking for the individual values. What someone prepared will do is, first of all, he'll write down the equations 4P plus 7E equal to 34. This will take hardly a few seconds. Then he'll apply a trick. What's the trick? He'll figure out the difference between these two numbers is 3 and the difference between these two numbers is 1. Let me exchange the numbers and multiply. So I multiply 3 with this equation and I multiply 1 with this equation. So multiplying 1 doesn't change anything, right? So multiplying 3 changes things. The equation becomes 9P plus 12E is equal to 69. And here it remains the same. 4P plus 7E equal to 34. If I subtract, what do I get? 5P plus 5E is equal to 35. Take out 5 common. You'll have P plus E equal to 35 upon 5, which is 7. You can directly write the answer there. That will save you at least 30 seconds. Somebody solving the question this way will take a total of around 40 to 50 seconds to answer the question if he or she solves it in one go. Like it doesn't take way too much time to, interpret the question. And if somebody solves it using this approach, he'll hardly take around 20 seconds, not more than 20 seconds if you are prepared enough. So this is what some people are doing to, answer the questions quickly. That's when, like at times you hear people are answering, let's say 25 questions in a section. People are answering 22, 23. All of them are correct. How are they doing so? They are doing this because they have prepared themselves with these kinds of methods. I'll show you one more. Let's say we have a question like this: profit and loss, right? A dealer has 1000 kg sugar. It's a Deloitte sample question. So these questions, these concepts have been taken directly from the Deloitte paper. So a dealer has 1000 kg sugar and he sells a part of it at 8% profit and the rest of it at 18% profit. So 1000 kg sugar, he broke it up into two different parts. One part was sold at 8% profit and the other part was sold at 18% profit. The overall profit he made is 14%. Overall, 14%. What is the quantity which he sold at 18% profit? So he broke up 1000 kg into two different parts. How many kgs were in this part? That's what the question is all about, right? Again, generally, how would a student answer? A student will first of all assume, let's say 1000 kg sugar costs rupees 1000. Let's say, for example. Now, if I break it up into two parts, now there are two kinds of students. So one of them will take one part as X and the other part is 1000 minus X, and they'll start solving like we used to do in class 9, 10. There is absolutely no problem in that. The only problem is it will take time. There is another type of a student. What he'll do is he'll distribute them into two parts. He'll say, I'll call the parts 100A and 100B. Why 100? Because there are percentages here. And in percentages, 100 always acts as a savior, right? When you start solving the question using 100, percentage values, like the calculation becomes easier, right? So in the first part, he has made an 8% profit. So obviously, if this is the cost price, 100A, he makes an 8% profit. So this is the profit he'll make. In the second part, there's an 18% profit. So he'll make 18B as the total profit. We know that overall his profit was 14%. 14% of this is the total amount that he spent. So can I say 8A plus 18B is equal to 14% of 1000, which is nothing but 140 rupees. So I'll directly say 140 here, right? Also, I have already taken an equation 100A plus 100B is equal to 1000 because that's the value I have broken into two parts, right? If I simplify this equation further, I'll have A plus B is equal to 10. If I simplify this equation further, take out 2 common, you'll have 4A plus 9B is equal to 70. Then all of us know how to solve the equations, right? That's one way of doing it, one way of solving it. So I've already told you there is one way where somebody will break 1000 into two parts, X and 1000 minus X, and solve accordingly. This is the second approach where somebody might break it up into 100A and 100B. Now let's look at the third approach. If somebody understands the process of allegations is a magical process where there are two mixtures which when added gives you an average mixture where you can figure out in what ratio they were mixed. Here, the first mixture, that is 8% profit. The second mixture, that is 18% profit. They are clubbed. And the final value is 14% profit. You don't have to do anything. 18 minus 14, you write 4 here. 14 minus 8, you write 6 here. 4 is to 6, or in simpler forms, 2 is to 3. So this must have been the ratio in which 1000 kg of sugar was divided. You divide 1000 in the ratio 2:3, you get 400 here, 600 here. They asked for this one. I can directly say 600 kg is the answer. Now, if you ask me what happened here, what is this process? I took two values, clubbed them, took some ratios, and got the answer within like what 10-15 seconds. You have to understand this entire approach, right? Allegations is not a shortcut. Allegations is a different approach towards a problem. So you have to understand that entire story before you can start applying it just like this inside questions. So this is how people actually solve questions quickly. Okay. I had taken one more question. This was a CAT 2017 model. I'll quickly go through it. I won't take much time here. The product of three consecutive natural numbers. We know natural numbers. There are three consecutive natural numbers. If you multiply them, you'll have 15600. Generally, how does a student think? A student will start writing x into x plus 1 into x plus 2, that is equal to 15600. He'll write down the equation. He'll spend around 1 minute thinking, how do I solve it? And then he'll decide, no, it's not my cup of tea. I won't be able to solve a cubic equation which has a value like 15600. I won't be able to solve it. And he leaves it, thinking that it's a difficult question. But think about it like this. 15600, if you know multiplication tables, very basic thing. If you know 12 13s are 156, what will you do? You'll break it up. 12 into 13 into 100. That's what you'll do. Now, 12 and 13 are consecutive, but 100 is not consecutive. So you'll break 100 into 4 into 25. From this 4, if you give 2 to 12 and if you give 2 to 13, what will you get? 12 into 2, 24, 13 into 2, 26, and a 25 is already there. You can directly get the answer from here. You don't have to make any equations, anything at all. It's only multiplication tables, nothing else. Right? Find the sum of their squares. So 24 square, that is 576, 25 square, 625, 26 square, 676. Add them up, you'll get the answer. That's how people solve it quickly. There's no one particular shortcut which can help you. It has to be conceptual always. Then I've taken a few examples of data interpretation also. There are many different types of data interpretation questions like this. This is how a data interpretation question looks like. These kinds of graphs, they are called bar graphs, right? There are many different types: bar graphs, line graphs, pie charts, tabular data. There can be reasoning based data. There can be data in the form of a case, where they write everything only in English, right? There's no data representation as such. It's like a story. That's called a caselet. So here, like they've said, the following graph represents percentage-wise breakup of loans given by ABC Bank to different sectors. The loans that ABC Bank has given away, right? Like the orange one, it represents home loans. So in 2015, ABC Bank, whatever is the total amount of loan they have given, out of that, 50% is home loans, right? 30% is auto loans, 12% is personal loans, 8% is education loans. So this is your first step. You have to understand what is the data all about. Once you understand the data, then you can directly move on to the questions. If the total, let me take another page. Let me solve one question as of now. If the total loans distributed by ABC Limited in 2016, so this is the year they're talking about, 2016 and 2019, these are the 2 years they're talking about. 12 lakh crore and 10 lakh crore. I don't need so many zeros. 12 lakh crore is a huge value. I don't need so many zeros to solve the question. I'll directly take 1200 here and 1000 here. That will do. Out of these 1200, I know I can break up each and every percentage, but I won't. I won't break up each and every percentage because that will eat up a lot of time. So I have to be very pinpointed in understanding what they're actually asking for. So they have given me the total loan values for 2016 and 19. Then what is the percentage change in education loans from 16 to 19? Specific education loan. Which one is education loan? This one. So 5% of 1200, and this one 12% of 1000. They're saying what is the percentage change here? 5% of 1200. We know 10 percentage of a value. The decimal comes one place towards the left. So if 10 percentage is 120, then 5 percentage has to be half of that. That is 60. 12 percentage of 1000. I don't even need any calculation here. 0 will get cancelled out. We'll have 120 here. How much is the percentage increase here? On 60, there is an increase of 60. I'll directly say 100%. So you don't require any sort of calculation here. Some people who are not completely prepared, the moment they look at the bar graph, what they'll do is they'll try to write down each and every value. Every value. This is the percentage. This one, like if the total value is 100A, I'll take 50A, 30A, 12A, 8. They'll keep on writing down everything, which is completely unnecessary. You have to be pinpointed in understanding what they're asking for. Because of which you need very, very pinpointed preparation also. I'll quickly skim through what is logical reasoning. These are all the topics you'll find in logical reasoning. If you ask me what are the important topics, it will depend upon which test you are taking. If you are taking a placement test, number letter series, coding, decoding, blood relations, direction sense, clocks and calendars, non-verbal reasoning, linear, circular, distribution, comparison, Venn diagrams, cubes and dice. These are possibly the most important topics in case of placements. If you go for tests like CAT for MBA, this entire part will be the most important one. If you go for tests like tests other than CAT, they're called other management entrance tests. These will be the topics you have to look for. Next, if you are going for tests like banking sector, government sector tests, both of them are required. Right? So importance is based on which test you'll be taking. Generally, the questions are like this. I've taken a sample here. This is a missing series question. These are one-liner questions. You have to take around 10 to 15 seconds to answer these. Within 10 to 15 seconds, if you are able to figure out what's the logic, you'll be able to answer. Else, no. 13, 18, 28, 43, 63, 88, dash 153. You have to figure out which number comes here. You have to understand this is a +5, this is a +10, this is a +15, this is a +20. This observation is required. If you have this observation, you can definitely solve it. How do you get this observation? By answering more and more questions like these. There's no other way out. So next has to be +25. Next has to be +30. So 88 plus 30 is 118. Second option has to be the answer. This is how single liner questions look like. This is how set-based questions look like. This is a distribution set. Right. I won't be solving this entire thing right now. That will eat up a lot of time. So this is how distribution set looks like, which consists of questions from 2 to, let's say, around 5. Right. So depending upon the difficulty and everything, this is how information will be given to you. You have to collate all this information and answer the questions accordingly. Okay. Sir, I think I'm done here. So if at all you have any questions, we're open to questions.
Yeah, Dipanjan sir, if you can stop your screen share.
Yeah, sure, sir. Done.
Yeah. Students, if you have any question, you can put it on the Q&A. We will answer. At the same time, students and participants, it would be wrong to call those of you who have already started to work as students and you're basically experienced professionals. So what we are doing here, and Dipanjan sir, what he did was just touching the tip of the iceberg. The entire story is very huge. I'm sure all of you are preparing, and that is where we can help you. And one thing I learned from Dipanjan sir is that if you have 40 questions in an aptitude test, mostly you will get 40 minutes. So the thumb rule is one question, 1 minute. And so make sure that when you are preparing, when you are solving, that you are able to hit that time limit. With those words, what I will now do is to actually show you the resources that we have, right? Because we have talked, but we have not showed you what is the kind of resources that Constellation has for you. Now, if you look at our portal, and this is a learning portal, right? Uh, in this portal, as I mentioned, we have all these topics: quantitative, logical reasoning, data, and verbal. There are about 44 topics which cover the entire aptitude tests, right? On the left, you see, let us take one topic. We have quantitative problem solving techniques. What do we have there? As I mentioned earlier, we have a PPT. You can take a book and study. You can also use our PPT to go through all the concepts, the rules. The PPTs for each rule will have questions you can solve, check your answers, and so on. So this is like a 94 slides PPT which deals with problem solving techniques, and this is one of the foundation topics, right? Now you are very close to your exams, so you don't have time to look at the PPT. So what we did was we gave you a handout in which we have collated all the important formulae and rule which you can just glance through before preparing for your exam and going through them and solving a few questions. Then what we did was we gave you a practice paper, right? And so this practice paper has all the questions as well as the solution. So look at the question. I wouldn't say look at the solution immediately. Try to solve it and then look at the solution. So now what you've done, you've studied the PPT, you've gone through the question paper. If you want, you can even look at the class videos, right? So uh, so just like how, because of the constraints of time, just keep it short. Just like how Dipanjan sir was solving the questions, etc. So what we have done, we have put the videos of the classes. We have done special classes with a few students, put it in the form of videos and uploaded it. So while going through the PPT, you have some questions, you have some thoughts, go through the videos and see how the teacher has explained it and how he or she has solved it. Not only that, there are videos in which the shortcuts are mentioned, right? Now, having done that, then you go into what is called a quiz. You take a quiz for 20 minutes, 20 questions, and it is just like a quiz, an exam, which is there like a user interface, isn't it? And a user interface, as if you are giving an exam. So you solve it and kind of solve it, and then after the exam, you can actually see the solution. and see how you have done. You will immediately get the score. So, students and participants, what we have just demonstrated is for each topic, and you go down. Now, this is interesting, a block revision test. So what we believe is that once you have solved these important topics, you take a block test, and it is similar to the quiz. No, now here you have 40 questions, and you take the quiz and you solve it, look at the solution, look at a video of the block test. Like here is the video of the block test, and and then then you see the teacher actually taking you through. Now, in the block test, what happens is these are, real good problems. Yeah, real good problems. And then what happens is you take the block test, and then you come down, and once you finish the course, all those 44 topics, and we have added course test series. So there are 10 papers of full complete test. You want to do some more work in the advanced test series. So you have 10 more papers. So about 50 questions each. So 500 plus 500, 1,000 questions in the form full complete test. Now, interestingly, what we have started to do is we have also started to produce what is called the company papers. Like you have the Deloitte question paper, you have AMCAT question paper, and we will add around 30 such sample question papers over the next 1 month. So it will give this entire thing with about say 3,000 questions, will give you a complete understanding and preparation resource, and you don't have to get into books and all that. Every kind of thing is over there for your preparation. Not only that, what we also would like to give you is once you take any of our course, you take one of our course, and we will have these webinars in which we will have doubt clearing sessions. We will take a topic and solve a few questions and ask your doubts and clear it. A trainer like Dipanjan sir would be taking that kind of a class. And in that, what happens? The preparation, the doubt clearing. Now, once you do your self-study, there might be doubts. So how do you solve it? We'll do it in such kind of webinars. We'll do it in such kind of classes, right? And we will be conducting that. Now, these are available for our members. A few of them will obviously, like this one, will be free. And so what you belong to a community in our Telegram group, and we share and start to help each other and solve problems. Okay, now what happens is, and this is what happened with some students who said, sir, we have been preparing on our own, our college is giving training, we don't need so much of material, we just want to give the test. So we have another product, which is basically the test question series. And in the test question series, what we have given is all the tests that I have shown you, like all the mock tests. Yeah, so we have just put the tests, nothing else. All the block tests, all the course tests, advanced course tests, company papers. Now, this has an advantage that you are studying on your own. You just have to want to appear in a test, use this interface as if you are appearing for a company test, and you give the test. So fine, you can use this. But my request to you is take the full course. Take the full course, because that will really help you. That will really help you to clear your doubts. But even if you take the test series, you are eligible for our webinars. Any questions still here? There was a question, is this all available in your website? Okay, yeah. If all this, as I'm showing you, these courses are available on our website. The interesting part is the webinars that we are taking are getting recorded, and these will also be made available. So all the webinars, all the classes will be available. So what I just described to you are our two courses. And I would like the host to put the two URLs in the chat so that you can copy and use it, right? Now, coming to the interesting question, right? Now, what does it cost me? What does it cost me? These kind of courses and stuff like that, we have seen on the websites, and we have done a market survey. If you look at the aptitude full preparation course, comes at about 3,000 rupees to 7,000 rupees. That's the range we have found. But we have kept it reasonable. We have really kept it reasonable. So let's see what the costs are. This is the aptitude test question series. And all those tests, about 3,000 questions with their solution, everything comes at 699. And just for today, we have given it to you at a 50% off. And you only pay 350. That's all. 350 rupees, 350 rupees is all you pay to get the test series. But I said that don't take the test series, rather to take the full course. So the next question is, what is the full course costing? The full course costs about 1,199. That's about 1,200 rupees. Today we are going to give it to you at this price, 599, which is just 600 rupees. I mean, students, these are throwaway prices. We are just building our presence in the digital world. We are trying to help our students. As I said, 3,500 students are whom we are teaching. And any of the students whom we are teaching in the colleges, if you have joined this program, this webinar, possibly these portals are available to you from your college. But that's fine. I'm mentioning to those students who do not have access to our portal, this entire thing, and I would recommend 600 rupees is all you pay to get access to this portal. So this is open to you till 12 o'clock tonight, students. And I would ask the host to put these URLs in the chat, and you can pay right away. Students, does it answer? Anonymous attendee, I find, sorry, I'm not getting your name here, but does it answer the question that you have? So yes, the host has put the links. You have put the links for our portal, for our where you can go in, you can access, and there's an InstaMojo gateway. You can pay through that. The moment you pay, and if any one of you have already started making the payment, then if you have any problems in the payment, etc., let us know. We can sort it out. And I would request the host to give out our telephone numbers on the chat so that you can send a message on WhatsApp. You can call us right away if you have any issues. Oh, sorry about that. Any questions, students? Any questions? Yes, Shoaib, please go. Please tell me your question. Would be happy to answer. Shoaib, what is your question? Host, can we let Shoaib unmute himself and ask the question directly here? Can we try that? Shoaib, I'm listening to you. You can ask your question. And students, there were some of you, one of you who said that, will you give a certificate for this first webinar? We really appreciate your presence on a Saturday evening. Would be happy to give you a certificate. Just wait for 1 or 2 days. We have collected your details, those of you who have attended, and we shall give you the certificate. Yes, we will do that.
Yes, Shoaib, you can actually unmute and ask your question. We're all ears.
Anybody would like to make those purchases? As we said, the prices are really nominal. 350, 349 is what you pay for a test series. 599 is what you pay for a For the full course, we have given you a survey. Host, please provide the link for the survey. You might like to go into the survey and tick off the courses that you are interested. And if you would like to enroll for our CAT course with our partner Study Break, that is also possible. And we have courses for uh, preparation for banks, government exams, etc. This one, what we are showing is particularly for aptitude test preparation. And if we find a lot of interest, then definitely we will start online classes if you show that, yes, you would like to do that. So hence join our Telegram channel, and that is where all the discussions takes place. We have would also like to give you our email ID if you want to write to us. Okay, there is one person who said, I have paid for the full course. Can you please confirm it? Certainly, uh, I would request you to just send us an email on info@constellationtnp.com. If you can put the screenshot, I'm sure you would have already got access. Uh, Anonymous attendee, whoever you are, because your name is not showing, you have paid for it. And can you just send your screenshot on info@constellationtnp.com? That is our email ID, and we will immediately confirm if you have received the payment. And you please check after the payment if you have got access to the entire material. You should. Okay, I see that. Yes, the host says that we have got your payment. We thank you for the purchase. So that's the first purchase for today. And this is open till 11:59 tonight. Please go ahead and make the purchase. Join us and benefit from our teaching, from our course, from our material. What we have seen today, companies are giving out one test, TCS NQT, one test, 200 rupees, 300 rupees. No, we are not going to do that. We will give you 30 tests for 30 companies over the next few months. So that all comes within this bundle. So, anonymous attendee, you are saying that you have got the access. I mean, it's very seamless. Once you make the payment, you should get the access. But if you don't, then we are there to help. Anybody else purchasing it right away, we can confirm if you have got your payments. Any questions, if you have, we'll be happy to answer. And please do take the survey and give us a feedback on what are the kind of courses you are interested in. The list includes aptitude test preparation, coding questions, coding courses, C, C++, Java, Python. You have the test series for aptitude, which we showed you. You have a test series for coding. We have a soft skills course, and we have our communicative English course. Other than that, we have our CAT courses, CAT preparation, and we have the government kind of bank kind of aptitude test preparation. These are all separate courses. We would like to understand what you are interested in. And if we get the details from you, we will definitely get back to you and share all the information that you have. The CAT courses from Study Break Academy may not be there on our site yet, but we will arrange so that you can make the payment and join the online CAT teaching course. Like us, Study Break Academy is based out of Kolkata. We are in Kolkata. And as I mentioned, for the last 12 years, we have been taking classes, courses for students who are aspiring for a career, who are aspiring for being successful in the entrance test. That's what our specialty is. Any questions other than what we were just talking about, commercials? Any questions to Dipanjan sir? You'd like to ask anything on the topic that we have discussed? Another question that I would ask, and you can just put it on the Q&A. If you found this webinar useful to you, can you type 1? We would like to have that feedback. Just type 1 in your Q&A if you found this webinar useful and you would like to attend such webinars in the future. And thank you, Ayan, Girish, Gunwanti, Rashmi, Snehal, Suraj, Yash. Thank you so much for attending this webinar. We will send out the certificates to you, and we look forward to you in all our webinars. And as I said, some are paid. I mean, paid is as in the sense are available only to members. And of course, you are most welcome to participate in our free webinars. Please do join our Telegram channel. We give out a question every day. Every day we give out a question. Next day we give the solution. In the weekends, we solve a coding problem. That's very encouraging. I see a lot of one saying that you found this webinar useful, and we will definitely conduct them, and we will invite you. We look forward to that. Please do send us the links, ask students to join our okay, Vinod, thank you so much. You've joined the group. So join our Telegram channel. Get benefited out of that. If you just look at every day we are posting questions. In 1 year, especially some of you who are in your pre-final year, in 1 year time, you will have 300 questions solved, answered. That itself is interesting. What I have found students telling us is that by looking at the questions every day, it helps in keeping the practice on and on. So students and participants, working professionals, thanks a lot. Thanks for joining us in this webinar and making it successful. Thank you, Yash, and look forward to more such interactions. Also look forward to you in our courses, and we'll keep in touch. All the best in your preparation. All the best with your career. Remember, the link for the discounted price is open only to 12 tonight. In fact, 11:59. From 12, we will again revert back to our again very reasonable prices. That is 100%. Thank you,
Thank you so
Dipanjan
much, guys.
sir. Yeah.
Thank
If
you
you
so
would like
much,
to add
everybody.
something, thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.
I just want to add one line
Yeah.
that it has become quite a cliche that you should not be in a hurry for anything. But I personally don't believe in that. There should be some amount of hurry. There should be some amount of hunger inside your stomach. That's the only thing that can bring out, performances.
And
So
and
there
and
should be
and
some amount of hurry always.
and we are in a hurry. We are in hunger to feed into your hunger and provide you with the tools, techniques, resources so that you are all very successful, because that is what our satisfaction is. And thank you so much. Good night and good weekend. Bye bye.
Good night, guys. Cheers.